'Twas the night after Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring because we were recording a fucking podcast. Hey, welcome to Mob Rules. We're not really going to record tonight. We're just going to sit here and clean Flash off of Finecast.
Yep.
Dave here, John here even, joined as always by
Dave.
By Dave, not two Daves today. Danny's going to be joining us in a little bit here. He is on location, scouting out the wild zoos and restaurants of Hawaii right now.
Isn't he in charge of, I thought we put him in charge of looking for the location of the very first Mob Rules Hawaiian Invitational to be scheduled in 2021.
I think he told us he was doing that, if we're being completely honest here. Be like, guys, this is what I'm doing the whole time. We have a lot of stuff to kind of get through tonight, though. Lots of things happening.
This is our end of year episode.
This is our end of year episode. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the year in review. Beautifully stolen from Warhammer community, but kind of our thoughts on that stuff there. We have two twin thoughts coming, two thin thoughts even coming. Dave's having a heretical descent into madness. We're going to be talking about why birds are shitty. And then also LVO, which is really, really soon. Like scarily soon. Too soon.
Which is why you might hear clipper noises and also John swearing when he super glues himself to his model. And me filing the bejesus out of iconography that I hate. Like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's some really good Foley work there, Dave,
Thanks.
I have to say. Because
we are having a build and paint with John and Dave year-end review.
Yeah, year-end review as I desperately try and build a warpsmith. And Dave just is being a little asshole with the Thunderfire cannon.
It's only my third one, John.
I know. You can't have any more. There's a rule for that.
I can.
The rule
I just
of
have
asshole.
to paint them in different color and put them in a completely different list. But I'm going to have as many as I want, John. GW doesn't prevent you from buying their models.
Forge your narrative there, Dave. Whatever you want to do.
By the way, in our next narrative game, I'm running 18 Thunderfire cannons.
That's fine. I will run 18,000 Nurglings.
I think I still beat you.
I don't think so. I don't think you kill enough before I get to your side of the board.
I think you, with 18,000, I think you start off on my side of the board.
Oh, but Dave, aside from this wonderful build and paint that we're doing right now, what have you been up to?
Well, we have just celebrated the fantastic 40K holiday of Sanguinella, based off of the Sanguinor, as you remember.
What's the Jewish equivalent? Because we know like Sanguinella is like the Christmas equivalent in 40K. What's the Jewish equivalent
in 40K?
Yeah,
for like the Hanukkah.
Yeah.
It's oddly enough still called Hanukkah, but now it's run by the Inquisition, where, they celebrate, instead of lighting 8 candles, they light 8 heretics,
heretic,
and watch them burn.
Heretic, I burn you every day. And when you start some screaming, oh no. That's good. I'm good with that one there. We're done.
With chocolate coins I will play.
That's right, because chocolate, very important to a healthy Inquisition. But yeah, what have you been up to?
Ravenor is powered by chocolate, actually.
He is.
They just feed a Hershey's bar to the back of that
Ravenor
machine.
is just like a literal vending machine, so that's all kinds of cool.
Insert Imperial credits.
Don't stop.
My Cheetos got stuck on his twisty thing.
Not his twisty thing. But yeah, so Christmas has just been, what did you get up to, Dave? Did you do any hobby stuff for Christmas? Did you get any models for Christmas?
Yes and no, kind of. So I've been busy working on so every year we do this thing called To Make with my family, where you draw a name in October and then you have to actually make them something instead of running out and buying something.
Oh.
You have to put together your creativity. And for that, this year I actually received a sweet art print from my son. Used a graphics program to throw together one of our Mob Rules logos and recolorize some stuff. It's pretty cool. He actually printed it out and framed it really nicely too. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was. It's really cool. But I was working on a 3D picture for my sister-in-law because she is the worst person to have to do this for because she sucks at liking anything.
I was going to say, if you say life, that just seems a little brutal.
She's pretty good at life.
Okay.
I mean,
just sucks at things.
She's alive.
Life.
I think she's pretty good. She's still alive. So, I mean, yeah. But I took a picture. I took independent pictures of my nephew and my brother and photoshopped them all out, cut out the backgrounds, and put together this 3D sculpture using plastic card and glue and a bunch of stuff. And it was really awesome. And then my nephew broke it the minute she opened it. So I have to, she gave it back to me to repair. I was going to pin my brother because I used one of the flight stands that I don't use for any of the new Primaris Marines to put my nephew swinging. So he's actually swinging towards you and my brother's standing behind him with his hands up. Like he just gave him a push. So it's actually really cool from many different angles that she did not get to see. So
as it was quickly destroyed.
It was. He was like, "That's me, smash." I was like, awesome. Well, that made it so long.
Like worth.
It was like 30 hours worth of work. But
maybe if it was 31 hours, then
if I'd had that extra hour to do it, it would have been 31 and I would have pinned it, but I was running short on time. So I went ahead and I'm going to fix that. My wife, who is notoriously the worst at Christmas, as is accurately documented on the show multiple times of me saying that.
Yet she's still with you.
Yeah, well, she doesn't listen to the show.
Thank God our spouses don't listen.
I mean, it would be terrible if they did. I told her when they first announced the Bandai model, Primaris, that the answer was, don't fuck up Christmas. This is the one thing I want. Don't screw up Christmas. And right about the time that the pre-order for that was announced, my wife asked my brother, "What should I get your brother for Christmas?" And he said, "Did he tell you anything?" And she goes, "Yeah, well, he told me this one thing." And my brother had to go, "Then get him that." She's like, "Are you sure it's something he really wants? Did he tell you he wanted it?" Yes.
Like, it's not rocket science here.
I make it really easy. Really easy. I just give you this simple thing. Get me this one really probably hard to get model that is limited edition. And
simple task. There's one limited to run miniature. Great. So now we're going to be flagged for...
right. There goes that. Now George Lucas is going to sue somebody.
Disney's going to sue us now. My Star Wars ringtone went off mid-podcast. Danny.
Oh, no. It went off and it picked up. We don't have Danny, though.
Well, I mean, if I switch him to the board like that...
If you use the right thing...
can you hear us now, Danny?
I can.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
I can hear you. It's just like... Well, it was like you guys were... deep underwater.
For some reason, all it wanted to do was connect to the board long enough for it to play the Cantina song from Star Wars.
Right. That's all it needed.
And make me have to edit this piece of shit.
To be fair, Danny, since you've left, we have received like 3 feet of snow, so we are almost underwater.
Yes, that's fair.
Oh.
Yeah, it's...
well, first of all, I'm bummed, like, because that means I'm going to have to brush off Casey's car.
No, it'll melt off by the time you get back, I'm sure.
No, false.
Yeah, it's supposed to get super cold, right?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the weather.
I heard that it's going to be 20 feet of snow just localized over your car.
Especially once we get over there with truckloads of snow.
You son of a bitch.
I know.
Don't take us to Hawaii next time.
So, Danny, Dave and I are just actually hobbying right now. So while we're talking on the podcast, Dave is working ferociously on a Thunderfire cannon because he was like, I have too many friends. And
that's the thing I said. Yeah.
And then I am building a Warpsmith, which is fine cast at its finest.
Oh man, those are the worst.
Yeah, it is.
Adam gave me 2.
So now when people are like, "Hey, why don't you run more Warpsmiths?" I'm going to be like, "Well, buddy, let me tell you a story."
Because I couldn't find any on eBay.
Because I'm halfway through building one, and I've held this arm in place for about 3 minutes now. So Danny, while you're on location in Hawaii, what have you been up to the past couple of weeks that's not Christmas or vacation related?
I don't know. I've been playing a lot of practice games. I feel like I got to play in a couple of tournaments.
Nice.
So did we do the first charity tournament? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yes, the first one we did.
Yeah. You guys talked about the first one. It was when I was broken.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
A young man
When
had
you
received his first.
you were so critically young and hip that we were unable to get you on the phone.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
He got his first flu shot, and he just reacted really poorly to the vaccination, so he was laid low by it.
You know what? If God had meant for vaccinations to be given to me, then the earth wouldn't be flat. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, get out of my...
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Cool. Moving on.
But then we played in the 2,500 point MJ tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. What? When was there a 2,500? Oh, the
Food Hammer.
Food Hammer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was 2,500 points?
The traditional charity.
Yeah, it's 2,500 points because it's traditional to try and get you to spend more money on charity by letting you take all of your toys.
Right.
Which is great, honestly, because, man.
Yeah.
Danny, you have some great stories from that event. Poor John.
So
yeah, I had some cool shit going on. It was fun. We had a good time.
I had some stuff pop up, and so I wasn't able to make it. Although it turns out I probably would have been 500 points shy. It sounds like had I made it out there for that.
Oh yeah, did you not know it was 25?
Nope, I missed that completely somehow. I would have been boned.
Just waiting for Dave to win anyway because lol Marines.
Right. I did almost call out there though and make a donation to have Joe give me any sort of rule that prevents you from doing something, just so that I could cause you to,
just kind of the I have a basilisk in Anchorage.
Yeah, it's for charity.
Roll to hit. Oh, yeah. It was a 6.
Joe, here's $100. Can I kill one of Danny's units? Whatever was the most important to him right this second. Just ask him randomly.
Yeah. Randomly just being like, hey, what's your favorite unit on the table right now?
If you lost this one unit, how badly would it hose you? All right, well, Dave just donated $100 for me to kill it, so it's dead. For charity, Danny,
that's okay.
You have to accept
I challenged Miller out on round 1.
Oh, yeah?
And made him spend $80 out of his $100 that he donated in the first game to win. So mission accomplished there.
If there's one thing I know about Miller, it's that he does not like to spend money where his wife will find out about it. So that probably was a really awkward conversation. I mean, like, he has been known to fight people on the spread of costs of drinks and stuff like that.
Oh, not people, strippers.
They're people too, John. Just people who are barely alive.
They're a little dead inside.
I mean, they're technically people. Let's put it that way.
They may as well just have.
No. I don't want to alienate our exotic dancer audience.
It's like
especially heading down to Vegas in a month.
Yeah. We're with mob rules.
Oh no!
Pie in the face. Just slap.
Well, when I'm in Vegas, I can shit toss strippers right to their face. So
yeah, you don't want to do it on a podcast.
It's part of the ambiance.
We don't want to get a reputation for hating strippers until we get to Vegas.
John, do you want to bring the recording equipment down to the club?
You know what? Honestly, I thought about it, and I did a little research, and there is no way we can get John's recording equipment into the club, even as tiny as Baby's first board is and portable and amazing.
I'm pretty sure as soon as I say recording equipment, I'm going to have 3 large bouncers escort me out of the premises.
What's in that bag?
This is my recording equipment.
Definitely
not the places we would go.
Definitely not $40K recording equipment, because we're doing some on-location interviews with.
And I'm only being
Jim
kicked
Vessel
out. I'm only being kicked out because I'm not paying the extra to record there. Just want to make that.
Well, we can invite them back to our room.
I think that costs extra, Danny.
I don't think the Mob Rules budget is that big.
Oh.
And also, watch this be the first. That'd be the first one where our wives ever listen.
Thanks to.
So I'm sitting here back in my hotel room with Cinnamon.
Thanks.
Cinnamon, what about 40K do you love the most?
Oh yeah, dude! All good strippers are named after something from the Spice Cabinet.
Jasmine, Cinnamon.
Well, I think either a month or a car. Those are the names, too.
Oh yeah, months are good, man. December.
Oh, I don't know.
On the main
March
stage.
is a terrible.
January.
Yeah,
January is okay, but March is a terrible stripper name.
It is quite ridiculously bad. Well, Since we last got
or
together.
Porsche.
Oh man, that's a quality car with an expensive engine.
Well, you missed
Or
something.
gemstones.
Hey, Danny.
Amber, ruby. I can keep going.
No, clearly.
Onyx.
What was the name of the stripper from the Hereticus book that we read this last year? She had a name, actually, because she helped him later on escape. Do you remember? See what I'm doing there? I'm tying into the year in review. That's something we did, guys. Go back and listen. This year, 2019, for Hereticus.
We did Hereticus this year.
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe we should do like a year in review of mob rules and just see how much we've forgotten over the course of the time.
Here's what I can tell you. I have forgotten almost nothing. John has forgotten everything.
Literally.
End of review.
Literally everything here.
We didn't do any book reviews this year. Yes, we did. What about the time you and Danny did Plague War? What?
Oh, what? No, that doesn't sound right.
I've never read Plague War.
But Mortarian's a little bitch in the book. Holy cow.
I like that book. Oh, that Plague War was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Or was that the second
No. Plague War was the second one. No, Plague War was the first one.
Plague War's the first one.
No, Dark Imperium was the first one. Plague War was the second one.
Yeah, Dark.
Oh,
Plague
yeah,
War was
you're
the
right.
second
You're right.
one.
That was Dark Imperium when he was being a little bitch.
He was a huge little bitch in that
Plague War,
book.
he was slightly less bitch, more mustache twirly, right?
Right. Well, the
Yeah.
dude's
'Cause
just
that's what he's like.
my plan is all revolving around clocks, which exist 40,000 years in the future.
Yeah, but you got to remember, chaos is timeless, John. But we hold on.
Like a Cartier.
We're getting.
It's a kind of watch. You like that
Look.
reference?
Chaos is not penny loafers. It's not timeless.
Hold on. In my head now, I'm just picturing how Nurgle seduced Mortarion and be like, he went to Jared.
It was with exquisite jewelry. The plague is just like another side of it that no one really talks about.
He gave me this beautiful
Those
charm
plague
bracelet
diamonds,
with
man.
tons of pustules.
Man. Well, hey, I got my ass spanked at 40K since we recorded last.
I have also played a game of 40K since we
Oh,
recorded
you did?
last.
Well, let's talk about yours. Yours is probably a little less one-sided
Good
than
for
mine.
you,
was.
dude.
No, 200% one-sided. So as you know, Cody loves the NIDS.
Sure, he loves his bugs.
And he's one of the few people that saw the Psychic Awakening stuff and went, this sucks. And I went, all right, stop. Before you say this sucks, because, I mean, nobody else is saying that Psychic Awakening for bugs sucks. Everybody loves it. Let's take a quick look at it, and we'll start looking at what potential combos.
Okay, Jake.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Hold on, my sarcasm meter just bottomed out there. Like, I couldn't take anymore.
Bottoming out.
Wait,
That's
wait.
usually what I do on your mom, Danny.
Oh, why you got to bring the moms into this, Dave? Keep it classy.
I had to
Jesus.
get on top of that fast.
It wouldn't matter how big my unit is, Dave. I could never bottom out on your mom.
We know.
Way to keep it classy, guys.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
No, it's past Christmas. We don't have to be nice to each other anymore.
Merry Christmas.
It's a mom joke.
We were supposed to be nice to each other?
I mean, no, not really. So Cody had threw together a list that was 2 Exocrines, a Malanthrope, Lictor, Gene Stealers, a Drop Pod, and some Termagants and Hive Guard, just kind of a mishmash of stuff to try out some of the new bugs because we'd been talking about it. He's actually kind of getting hype about it.
Yeah.
He's really getting hype about the new bugs, which, is good because every time everybody shits on the Psychic Awakenings until they actually sit down and try it. Like there's a guy in another group that we're in who just absolutely loves Eldar, and he hated it at first until he tried it out with some stuff and went, I don't hate it. I like it. I think it actually gives me potential to play. So, it makes me, once people start thinking about it and get off their asses, that
But Dave,
their shit didn't get
We're overly
primarified.
positive shills.
I mean, we're not, but other people could be. So Cody's working on his LVO list. So he's got this stuff and we tested it out. Exocrines with the special adaption with the new psychic power to shoot and get 6s explode.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Chronos Exocrines.
Yeah. Chronos X screens.
Killed a Repulsor Executioner in a turn, one of them by itself.
That's awesome.
I was like, ha, what?
What
all right.
Did you fail your invulnerable saves or something?
no, he did that much damage to me.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, it was like getting shot by Danny's Land Raider Achilles for less points. So
Also,
kind of a
man,
little bit.
that thing went down in points.
Also, if you look at the exocrine, it's just a bug with a giant dick on its back. So you just got like exploded by a giant dick.
Yeah, I did. I got bukkake and I couldn't take it and blew up.
Man, yeah, it made your tank into a Jackson Pollock.
And then he deep struck in on turn 2.
High Fleet Pollock.
And did all sorts of failed charges.
Oh, those are my favorite to do.
Oh,
And unfortunately, he had now exposed the exocrine because he had to move it out in order to shoot it. So I was able to not let it do that to the other 2 repulsor executioners. And I was just running whatever I had in my truck, the list.
Just 3 thunder fire cannons, 3 executioners.
No, I didn't have that. I just had whatever I had in my truck. So it wasn't my LVO list. I was just throwing out stuff that he could potentially see, multiple whirlwinds and multiple executioners down there so that he could see what he was going to play against. I think that if he'd been playing against a melee-centric army, it would have been a completely different game and probably ended in his favor. Mm-hmm. But once he failed, his lictor made the charge, but nobody else did. And it was like, well, never mind. I guess this is the end of
It's Elixir.
Well, the lictor has the new strat that allows him to charge and to deny Overwatch, which means that now all of his bugs can charge in and dish out a beatdown on a repulsor executioner.
If they make the
charge, yeah, which they didn't, and that was with extra D6 drop 1 and reroll. It just was like, oh, well, that was statistically an anomaly.
Man, sometimes the dice gods are just like, fuck you.
Yeah. And then I ordered him the last bits of stuff he needed from our buddy Mini Stomp for Christmas. That was his Christmas present because he was feeling the pinch from having bought a bunch of other stuff for his family, and I knew he needed it for his LVO list, like a Malceptor and a 3rd exocrine. Because I think the sweet spot might actually be 3 exocrines, especially if you get a decent amount of terrain on the table, so that even if you don't go first, you can deploy to completely hide them, because they're fairly tough, especially if you give them the 5-up feel no pain.
Hey, redundancy is an amazing thing.
It really is. I mean, because you can do 2 of the Warlord trait booms, the CP and Warlord trait 1, so you can have 2 different exocrines that are badass on the table. Plus, he's looking at Carnifexes because he got his Stone Crusher Carnifexes in, which he loves. And I can't blame him because they're great models. I wish they had slightly better rules. I don't think you're gluing that. Cool. I don't think you're gluing that together right, John. It shouldn't be flopping around like that. Why isn't it hard? Stick out.
Your mom's not here.
oh.
So, but yeah, we called it after turn 3 because it turned in my favor. Because of that failed charge. Because basically everything he deep struck with the he used a Trigon to deep strike everything back there. I just mopped it up. It was like, sorry, dude. That's what happens when you get 9 inches away from a repulsor executioner with a Master of the Forge sitting next to it.
Stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I played Rob again. That was my fun. With a slightly different version of my list here, with similar results. Mainly me swearing heavily at Centurions.
So you laughed at me when I was like, man, the Devastator Centurions, nerf them. You were like, ha, they're not that bad.
Well, it wasn't the Centurions that were the bad part. It was the fact that Raven Guard redeployed to the center of the table on top of terrain that I couldn't access.
Well, adjust and define terrain with your opponent, John.
So that was pretty fun.
And don't get fooled by Rob setting up the table to his
That's
benefit.
a bummer.
But that's okay. I mean, it made me learn I need more shooting, more screen clearing, more stuff like that. But a couple of like really cool things happened. It was my first time running this stuff out of the Psychic Awakening book for Chaos. So I was using the Demon Sword, the Demon Siege Sword.
Oh.
That was very nice. Just shutting off invulnerable saves with like Smash Captains going all over the place is hilarious and great.
I mean, probably not from Rob's point of view, but
he still won handily, so I'm sure it was still pretty funny to him. But no, that was super good. But yeah, I really learned that I just need more guns.
That's the answer.
More guns was what I needed.
Have you tried Repulsor Executioners? They're pretty much the pinnacle of the most guns.
I have, but I did find that no one wanted to speak to me ever after I ran them in my Chaos list. And I don't know why.
It's okay.
So so that was a game that did not end up heavily in my favor, but was another example of a game against Marines where I was at a disadvantage, where I didn't go first in a hammer and anvil deployment. Pretty much like everything that could be against or negative for my army was a thing, but I kind of like, it was nice because I should be learning how to play from behind with Marines, because most likely
they're gonna bend you over and fuck you.
Right. So I gotta learn how to mop up the jizz and just kind of keep on going.
Jizz mopper is probably a high paying job, actually.
I mean, it's just,
I bet it's not.
no.
Oh, really? You think they're not going to pay somebody who's going to go in and mop up all the jizz after the dudes are done at the strip club? A decent chunk of change.
Well, it's a job that involves a lot of under the table work, Dave.
I bet it does.
I don't have that sound effect lined up. I don't. Let me just.
I'm sorry, none of this is 40K and
There we
totally
go.
stripper centric to that.
I know,
fans,
yeah.
but well,
Dave apparently wants to go to a strip club.
that was cool. Thunderfire stuck to my pajama pants because I'm still wearing my Christmas pajamas.
Classy. So yeah, that was fun. I got my last. I got a Contemptor Dreadnought painted up that I've had converted for a while.
I still love that model,
Wait,
but also hate that model.
Yeah,
Because I knew you were going to use it against me someday, and I didn't want that.
yeah. And then I got some cultists done. I'm adding some Chaos Bikers to my list to kind of give myself some screen clearing, hopefully, but not lose any speed. Because the problem was like I was looking at it, everything in my list is incredibly fast, and I didn't really want to hamper myself to be just like,
Except the cultists.
yeah, but they just kind of hang out at backfield, and then when you kill one of the units, they hang out in your backfield. That's kind of their only job. Oh, and command points.
I have noticed you've gotten rid of Abaddon, which makes me sad in the pants.
He'll come back someday, but I just need. I was like, he's 210 points, and although he went down in points, if I'm not running him with like a shitload of cultists, then it's no point for me right now. And especially if I can Alpha Legion, then that helps my bikers, that helps my dreads that I've added, Demon Prince, all those other guys too. I did take out the Night Lords detachment that I was running and just having everything being Alpha, mainly because I don't want to paint the rims a different color.
I don't blame you. I have no problems with their announcement for LVO of they don't want Borrowhammer. I mean, it sucks, but at the same token,
You're paying like thousands of dollars to go to this thing.
Yeah,
you can spend $40 on a Marine squad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and there should be a certain standard that's upheld for all of this stuff too, right? Like, this is a marquee event. This is the event of the year for the United States. So, there should be a standard that's upheld.
It's the event of the year for the world,
right?
And it's people from all over who come to play.
Hey, and it's real simple.
For sure.
If you don't like it, don't go. That's
a lot of people are.
Hey,
yeah, that's fine.
Yep, you're right.
Oh, but I also did buy squad marks because of the conspiracy from Frontline Gaming, how they are getting a kickback. They're not getting a kickback, by the way.
We don't actually know that. We're not at liberty to discuss whether or not Frontline Gaming is or is not getting a kickback.
I mean, we're not in a position to say that they're not getting a kickback, but that's only because we know nothing of the situation.
Here's all I know: that 40K Stat Center is a money drain for that network. Okay, for the Frontline Gaming network, 40K Stat Center costs them a ton of money because it has no viewers.
Do you know that guy isn't even a real bird? It's just a nickname.
What?
I know. It's just.
I assumed he was a real bird.
And talk about false advertising.
Seriously.
False advertising all over the dang place.
Worst stat podcast show ever.
Here's a stat. Fuck you. So yeah, I got some stuff painted. We all have a tournament this weekend, apart from Danny, who is still relaxing in the sun. Dave is coming out of hiding because he feels he can win now that Danny isn't there.
I was coming out of hiding anyway because I needed practice with this list, but I just think I can win now because Danny's not there. I was going to play anyway.
I'm going to have a solid 1 and 2 item and then get quite wrecked afterwards as a tradition. And that's kind of this weekend's plans here.
Well, you're going to run into Cody in the final round, and he's planning on getting you quite wrecked that round, actually.
Oh, no, yeah, I'll get wrecked a lot. That's fine. I need to be able to pick up my models expeditiously, which means quickly, Dave. and then just kind of going and having fun.
I'm old, not stupid. I know what expeditiously means.
All right,
I wrote the thesaurus.
Oh, I just figured you were too young to understand what that was.
Yeah. No, I got to explain the bigger words to you.
I wrote the damn thesaurus, you sons of bitches. I was there. Merriam-Webster and me were having tea at the time, and I was like, it'd be a good idea.
You can't write on crayons.
Huh.
Don't know what that means.
I know. Neither do I. It means nothing. It's meaningless.
Nobody knows what it means, but it gets the people going.
Thanks, Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell.
The people love it. No one knows what it means. Hey guys, after being a week delayed, Mob Rules dice are now available. So if you want to buy the hottest dice this side of Alaska, email us, mobrulesmobcast@gmail.com, or just message us on Facebook.
So are we only selling hot dice to the Asian countries?
Yell at Dave.
Yes, just yell at me.
Yeah, just yell
from
at
across
Dave
a crowded room.
Because when I
the
have
best way to
all
do
the
it.
dice in my house, and I also am the one shipping them, the best thing to do is to yell at Dave.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
So John, you built a bunch of stuff. Danny, you actually took Iron Hands with you to paint down there when some of your free time when you're not too busy.
Yep, I've been doing some edge highlighting. That's what I've been working on.
Nice. I actually built a Whirlwind Scorpius and a full Thunderfire.
You fucking copycat.
It's like net listing.
I figure if I can't beat them, I'm going to net list them. So.
This is like net listing, but instead of looking on the internet, you're peering over the desk at someone else's answers.
I'm gonna laugh, Dave, if you bring the exact same list to LVO that I do.
there's no way I'm bringing the exact same list you are.
He's already seen your list. He's taken all the good pits.
Yeah, I was like, well, that sucks. I'm leaving that behind. No, I'm looking at 3 Whirlwinds, a Whirlwind Scorpius, 3 Thunderfires, 2 Executioners, and that's it. So I am not bringing the same list you are.
Oh.
Lots of tanks.
I'm bringing a deploy in the far back corner, and I've gotten into a debate with some of our teammates because they keep going, well, I don't see any troops in your list. And I'm like, well, I'm not bringing any troops. That's why you don't see any. Well, you have to have troops to win. I was like, we shall see. I'm just going to have fun with a list that's going to piss people off or just make them go, oh, I wrecked you. And either way, we're going to go have drinks really quickly because that's the way it's going to go. So
I thought that was a joke.
Our buddy Tim asked me, well, where's your screens? I was like, the Executioner's the screen, dude.
There you go.
There it is.
There you go. I have cultists like a chump.
Oh, yeah.
You have 300-point tanks as your screen.
That's right. 330. Thank you very much.
I round.
And I'm also bringing 2 Redemptors because why not?
Oh, cool.
Because I have them. They're fully painted, and I never get to use them because they suck. And I was like,
they're such cool models, though.
They're gorgeous models. I love them.
They really don't suck. Like, they're really good.
Well,
they're appropriately pointed now.
Specifically brought them because they weren't very good, so that's why I was like, I'm going to do that instead of like.
Oh well, then you should rewrite your list.
Yeah,
it's too late now. I've already bought all this crap. I'm stuck with it.
You can buy crap and still play other things. This is Warhammer.
I'm not like you. I don't have a disposable hobby budget by just lying to my wife.
Lying.
I actually have to explain what's coming into the house.
I just tell her afterwards, like, oh yeah, I bought this. I know where my budget is.
Dave, I've seen some pictures of your horde. I think that you have plenty of models that you could use at any time.
Oh yeah, I do. But the problem is I don't have any regular dreadnoughts. I would have to explain to her why I was bringing in dreadnoughts.
It's better than explaining why you're bringing in disappointment.
No, it's not. She's used to that.
No, she already expects that.
That's a scent she's way familiar with.
I got a Charybdis Assault Claw as well this week too. I picked it up for a good price, and mainly because it was fully built.
Painted.
Screw building that.
It's decently painted.
Painted. It will have to be purple, as is tradition. No. As all my stuff is purple and gold, and this is purple and bronze.
Well, it was.
What is it painted as, John?
World Eaters. It's a classic World Eaters color scheme.
Yeah, it's legit classic World Eaters. With corn logos and tiny little
transfers all over the place.
See,
and everything.
Are those actually transfers?
Those are actually transfers. I'm going to feel really bad painting over them.
Are they? They kind of look like hand painted.
No, they're transfers.
Oh, well, then you shouldn't feel bad because anybody that uses transfers that doesn't get them custom made from Fallout hobbies should definitely, suck, I guess.
Dave, do you have like side advertising deals going on?
Yeah, dude.
Where you're
LVO
just
ain't free. No, it's just actually where I got my custom ones for my chapter. At the
Free
recommendation
market,
of
bitch.
GW, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's neat?
It was. He was like, "Hey, check these out. Let me know what you think." And then I liked them, and it was decent priced, and it was fast, and they've been great. They gave me all the ones that I need, which I have to start decaling my stuff for LVO because womp womp has to look pretty.
It does.
A good
have to look
faith
pretty.
effort has to be made. Sweet Jesus!
And I only have a bad.
Are you
faith.
sure you're putting those tentacles together right?
Sort of. I'm going to look at a picture. Finecast models don't come with instructions, but this guy is really stupid. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk a little bit about charity. You've mastered the art of the Stanley. You've downloaded the ITC Battles app. You've loaded your dice to guarantee your charge. Now perfect your game with Mob Rules measuring accessories. Made of the finest acrylic and carrying the skill of the Danny, the tactics of the Dave, and something positive about John. Get yours now at hammerheadgames.net. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, or don't.
Or don't. Yeah, I'm not your mom.
You know what? You can support anybody by using those.
Yeah.
I will admit, I have actually used my 9-inch ruler for something completely unrelated and not sexual.
Yeah, figuring out how to grow an
I
additional
doubt
8
it.
inches.
No, I literally did recently. I had there was a discussion where we were playing a game, and you had to set the cards up X distance apart. And he's like, "Oh, they got to be 3 inches apart exactly, otherwise you can't do something." I was like, "All right, well, hold on. I actually happen to have my Mob Rules ruler in the car. Let me grab it." We were at a restaurant playing board games, some family members and I. So it was good stuff.
Nice.
Good stuff. So next week, by the time you're hearing this, Charity Hammer will be happening in
Oh yeah.
Week out from that. Week out after you hear this.
Yeah, that's what I said. The
Next week after you hear this.
That's what I said. The week after this releases. But anyway,
Or as we call it, Mob Rules Charity Hammer.
yeah. Charity Hammer is happening. Our very own intrepid player Danny is going down to participate. He's going to be participating in a couple things. First, the hardest GT of all, or RTT of all time, is how it's being billed there. False, because the hardest one, you got to take elements into account. So I'd expect it to be like 130 degrees in that room. I would expect you guys to be up for like 3 or 4 days. Really, the hardest GT needs to take the environment into factor as well.
Like in an active volcano might be the hardest GT.
Yeah. And you can be playing against scrubs then, but it doesn't matter because it's inside like an active volcano. Most expensive GT too.
I wanted to move my Forge World, but it melted.
Fair. So he's playing in RTT against some other top 100 ITC players, which Danny is one of, I believe, right?
Well,
not anymore technically, but I was.
Fuck, Danny, come on.
He was. At the time,
I'm down to like 108 or 107 or something.
You might as well be like 2600th like me.
I know, yeah. Geez,
this just in.
Mob
Rules is looking for a new competitive commentator. Requirements must be top 100 ITC.
So you're going to be playing that RTT and also in a showdown challenge. Now, this is the important part here, because this one is going on at midnight West Coast time till 3 a.m., which means our excessive foreign listener base will be able to come and properly represent the amount of shit that needs to be talked to one Mr. Falcon, which isn't even his real name. It's just a nickname that doesn't even have a fun story behind it.
Well, he changed it because of the witness protection.
He does have actually, the story is not bad.
I mean, it's not good. It just is.
It's a story.
I prefer the mob story that he changed it from Falcone to because he's in the witness protection. Because the mob is not smart enough to realize.
I don't want to give him any undue street cred because he definitely doesn't deserve that.
How tough do you think the street is in Canada?
Yeah, he comes from the main streets of Canada.
He's in the Canadian mob, Danny. They're badass. Watch out.
Yeah, dude, they don't even say sorry.
But what was it? It was labeled as a Battle of the Comedy Podcast Showdown.
Yep.
I believe, which is Danny, who Dave and I are repeatedly trying to convince to just take trash.
I want him to beat him with either Dark Angels or Custodes, because both would be the best, in my opinion.
Just Nurglings. I've worked out a 2,000 point list that is just 100 Nurglings.
You can't take just Nurglings. You have to have an HQ in there.
Well, okay, there was a couple of like sloppity Battle Pipers and a couple other things in there too, but the crux of the list is 102 Nurgling bases.
I mean, it seems fun.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem fun at all. But yeah, Danny, tell us some of what you're expecting for Charity Hammer.
I'm going to play him at RTT. I'm going to play my heart out. But my bracket's pretty tough.
Single elimination, right?
My first round. What's that?
Single elimination, right?
Single elimination? Yeah. Single elimination.
I've got you winning it.
So first round, I'm playing against Brian Pullen, who is one of the best Tau players in the country.
Scrub. Clearly a scrub.
Number 9.
It's really a good thing that Tau aren't a really hard counter to new Marines.
I mean, I don't think that they are. I think I've got some tricks. We'll see. He may just see through them and just like shit all over my army, and that's okay too. Because worst case scenario is I get to learn a lot of really cool tricks for and against Tau, and like I get to play against somebody who is a really sterling member of the community, and is a really like he does a lot of YouTube videos. They have a channel. I think it's Tabletop Titans. I'm not 100% on that. I just forgot what the name of it was for a second.
They have glorious looking stuff. I will admit this about Tabletop Titans. Their stuff looks great.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. He's a Bay Area player. He's really, really calm, nice guy, really methodical. Anyway, I played against one of his video editor at BAO, and he was also super awesome. And then if I pull that out, right?
Which you will.
Nick Nanavati is playing, and that would be that's probably the person that I would have to play against.
Oh,
round 2.
No, you have to, based off of the draw, because of your position in the bracket.
Because he got a bye, right?
Yeah, he gets a bye.
So Nick?
Oh no,
yeah,
wait, no, he doesn't. No, you're right. So the bracket,
no, just
the brackets
Stiegler
are up
and
already.
Get 5.
I mean, the brackets are up 100%. You can see what your actual
charityhammer.com.
Yep. And yeah,
totally check out the website. We're going to be doing some raffles for various different things. I'll be doing some commentating on some games as well. I'm playing against Peter one game. I'm playing against
who's that?
Adam Camilleri, who is a famous Australian podcaster. I'm playing against, and I'm pretty sure he's on Downlander Network. He's a great guy, super funny. And then I'm also playing against Darren Say, who's one of the hosts of Canhammer. So I'm playing him as well. And I'm also playing against Chuck, I think, in one of the final games of Charity Hammer. So one of the hosts of the Biff Pod. Yeah, I think those are my games that I have scheduled. So I'm playing a lot of games. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of commentating. I'm probably going to get real sleepy. So I'm going to buy a bunch of sugar-free energy drinks so I can really power through and provide some witty and insightful commentary to the games. Plus, hopefully whip on my co-host quite a bit.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Look,
hopefully in air quotes.
You at least have to win
happen.
round 1, all right? Because we have paid at least $5 for a joke for you to get Nanavati, all right? So you have to beat Nanavati. Otherwise, John will have wasted at least 30 minutes of his actual life plus the $20.
Oh, no, I am losing to Nick.
I mean.
No, I really did. That was my bracket. Twitch.tv. Twitch.tv /canhammer_TV. Saturday, July 4th, midnight to 3 a.m. The Sweet Spot. Everyone is going to be up and drunk from Wrestle Kingdom airing live in Japan. I know I will be.
Isn't Wrestle Kingdom Saturday night?
Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday. It's 2 nights this year.
Sorry, Danny. I was gonna watch, but never mind.
The main event of the whole Charity Hammer, the main event on the second day, the ass o'clock in the morning, midnight Pacific time, podcast comic relief game, and we're only calling that because of the terribly funny attempt at a podcast that 40K Stat Center is providing only nothing but top quality recaps and reviews of GTs and tournaments from throughout the world, but little in the way of dick jokes, which I think is to their detriment.
Yeah, nobody watches Sports Center.
You might have seen Stat Center kind of plaguing our pages and us plaguing theirs with various memes. Apparently already admitting defeat, quote unquote, Falcon is just declaring himself the hottest person there, which I did.
Just declaring himself
No,
hotter.
in 40K.
In 40K.
No.
Oh, in 40K altogether.
Well,
Yep.
he's no Manny
Yep,
Chiba.
That's
but
true.
Oh, yeah. Man, there might be some.
Well, that's what I said. He said like that was anyway.
So I guess
I'm with you 100%.
I guess
He needs to calm his ass down.
3 a.m. to 3:30, we got to cut into that Mark Perry versus Denny Page game to have like a participant like beauty pageant to really figure this out here, because otherwise it's going to be really confusing about who's the most attractive person, which is obviously the only thing that matters.
That's the whole reason people will tune in.
I'll be uploading some sensual pictures on the Mob Rules Facebook page. So, I mean, check those out.
Okay.
Make your decision.
Make your decision. They're going to be very flattering pictures of quote unquote Falcon mid game.
Here's the thing that I'm going to need, Danny, is for you to make sure that you just do like the black bar over it for not safe.
Oh, just make him look like he's nude.
Yeah. When you upload it, just make it seem like he's nude, and make the bar really big though, like super wide. You know, really
Only for me. The Falcons bar is very small. Very, very small.
Well, I mean,
Dave and I have access to programs now. We can make that tiny little bar flap as well.
Yeah.
Like a baby carrot.
Just send us the pictures first. I'll upload them for you. We'll call it a day. That's what'll happen.
But the main thing is Charity Hammer is all about charity. So we're getting together and showing the world what a terrible, awful person, quote unquote, Falcon is. I'm sorry, quote unquote person Falcon is. By playing, but the real reason for this great event that's put on by Canhammer and by Biff Pod is the Child's Play charity, where all the donations go to pretty much helping out kids in the Pacific Northwest.
It's all over the world now.
Is it all over the world
Child's
now?
Play is all over the world.
Wow. Then it goes all over the world, and you're helping people in your own neighborhood. So donate as much as possible. I heard if you donate and say, Falcon, you are so cold, you've single-handedly reversed global warming. If you donate and say that, then you get mentioned on stream. I heard.
That could be possible.
That could be possible.
I've also heard that if you're there and you make a comment that the Falcon is not as attractive as Danny will give you Mob Rule stickers.
Yeah. Or this stat
That's
just in.
True.
Fuck you.
Here's a stat for you.
Fuck you. Oh yeah, we're just at 40K Fuck You Center. That's kind of where we're at right now. But yeah, that's going to be Charity Hammer. That's going to be the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th of January. Just some really great people and Falcon playing Warhammer for a great cause. In whose house is it?
Colin
Sherman's house. Yeah,
head of Biff Pod, I believe.
Doing great things out of a home.
Yeah, it's super nice to let that happen. You know, a bunch of people are going to randomly show up at his house and play games.
Yeah, it's exciting. But we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with a couple of like light, thin thoughts.
Do you have a single wound? A standard bolt gun? Having trouble maintaining an acceptable Xenos kill count? Only barely over 2 meters tall? Maybe it's time to ask your lieutenant if the Rubicon Primaris is right for you. The Rubicon Primaris is a prescription process that helps you to update that tired look. You may notice an increase in your purging abilities within 2 to 4 hours. You may experience loss of life, additional organs, and a points increase. Do not take the Rubicon if you plan on fitting into rhinos, drop pods, or other traditional vehicles. The Rubicon Primaris is not intended for second founding chapters. The Rubicon Primaris is for use on genetically enhanced super soldiers over the age of 800 only. You are encouraged to report negative side effects to your company's apothecary. The Rubicon Primaris. Because sometimes plot armor is just not enough.
All right, so year in review, GW style. Well, what I'm going to say is we're kind of just going to hit the highlights of what's been going on.
Are we going to start with January?
I don't remember month by month when everything happened. Did you research this?
No, I just remember it for the most part.
Oh, cool. Okay, so let's start with January then.
Wasn't it Vigilus Ablaze in January?
Sure.
Take the lead, dude.
Yeah.
And then we did, so it was either GSC in January or GSC in February and Vigilus Ablaze.
No, GSC was
January?
the first week of January. Yeah.
Isn't that insane that was only this year was Gene Stealer
Dude,
Cult?
Vigilus Ablaze
had to have been
was
February.
before GSC.
So that was December last year.
No, Vigilus Defiant was before.
Because I took the I took the souped up shock attack gun to LVO.
Crazy.
Yeah, but that was Defiant, wasn't it?
In my orc
Vigilus
list.
Defiant? Because Vigilus Ablaze
with the
was
first
just
one,
all
whatever
chaos.
the first
Yeah,
one
Vigilus
was.
Defiant. That was in December last year, 2 years, 2018. So we had that, and then
Dang.
So then GSC was January, and then Vigilus Ablaze, the resurgence of a brand new sexy model
of chaos.
eliminating one of the oldest models GW had left.
Which one was that one?
Abaddon.
Oh yeah, little baby Abaddon and his little 40 millimeter base, like a little wuss.
Babadon. He's so tiny. Replacing him, and then we
replaced him with Chattodon.
Chattodon,
ready to come.
Which great model. That's again still the most satisfying thing I've ever built was that.
I am blown away by the detail in that model, and the fact that they put detail in places that made me go, why?
And you're like, and that's why.
Well, because you never so one of the highlights for you of that model that I can tell you, because I remember it, was that now you understand how Terminator's shoulders work because of the building of that model.
Because of the building of that model.
Instead of not understanding them like anybody else. So remember, if you wanted to understand how that model works, you have to build Abaddon.
Hey, you know what came after that is going to be Shadow Spear came out with all the new units. As I'm just going, by the way, through our YouTube page so I can see what came out when.
Smart.
The Vanguard Space Marines.
You're forgetting
Yep.
our listener giveaway for 2,000 subs. Mob Rules hit 2,000 subs in the year 19.
Oh, wait. Well, you were serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
2,000 people watch our crap?
2,000 people decided they like our crap.
Oh, man.
Mind you, I think
That's
it's
amazing.
100% Cody's awesome intros.
Oh, it is for
nothing
sure.
to do with us.
It is for sure.
They're like, what's the COD piece going to do this time? Speaking of which,
gonna
in
do
2019, Cody gained the nickname the COD piece.
The COD
just
piece.
like the Stig. So when you see him in Vegas, make sure to remind him of that.
I did not agree to that nickname
I don't
at all.
I used my one veto of 2019 to pull that one off.
Dave, I've seconded the nickname. The nickname is seconded.
Damn it. You know what else came out this year that I've completely just assumed has been around forever is Contrast.
Yes, Contrast was in June.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, how Contrast came out this year and now it's just like I couldn't paint demons without it.
I think you could.
Just not as prettily as I do.
So I think that we have a broad spectrum of us as podcasters. Danny's kind of in the middle of it. He likes it.
Yeah.
I think Danny, you've used it some, right? On some of your models.
I what?
Contrast.
You're for contrast?
Yeah, I use it on some stuff that's cool. I've been using it here and there sporadically.
Right. Whereas you like it and use it. John exclusively uses it. Retributor and Contrast, that's John's
so I use
hobby zone.
Contrast almost exclusively for demons because it gives a really nice look to demon skin. My regular Chaos guys are not a single bit of contrast on them.
Yeah.
So
whereas I absolutely had a really bad experience with Contrast
because you drank a pot in one of the videos.
Actually,
because you drank a pot of paint.
I don't know why. I don't know the exact reason why. I don't like Contrast, but I'm fairly certain it has nothing to do with that. I mean, It was delightful.
It was delightful. Hey, you know what else came out this year, Dave?
Ever chosen?
Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Apocalypse came out this
Still
year.
haven't played a game of Apocalypse.
That's not true. You played a quarter of a game of Apocalypse.
Yeah, we still
Yeah.
have,
Because that's how much I have played. That's how I know you played that much.
we still have plans to play some Apocalypse, film from some Apocalypse, because all of us are really big fans of the rule set that it was based on, which is like the original Epic 40K.
Yeah.
Like big fans of how that plays. It's just, man, who even has the time to do an easy
Well, you remember
one
it was
evening
pretty
game?
fast. I mean, like Danny and I got through a quarter of a game in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, and like
So-
10 of that was arguing about the
Yeah,
rules.
it was.
So
Well,
True.
to be
That's
fair,
true.
neither of us
That
had
happened.
actually read the rules. We had given them to you, and then you gave them back. So it's
that's
like,
fair.
yeah.
I did that classic John. And then
And they also came out with along with Apocalypse, they came out with their very own movement trays, which are actually pretty handy.
oh, they are. I've not used those. I have like MDF ones.
Oh, the Apocalypse movement trays are actually pretty handy.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. So Chaos players were given a beacon of hope and Codex Chaos Space Marines 2.0. That wrapped in
I
a
don't
bunch
think
of.
there was any single good model that was released around that time that anybody uses now, right? There was nothing.
No, I mean definitely when we were talking about the hotness and how great the Lord Discordant was, which is I think what you're hinting at there, Dave.
I don't think so.
Very subtly hinting at.
Danny, is the Lord Discordant? It's not very good, right? At least that's what the internet said.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
All right.
So yeah, Lord Discordant came out. Lord Executioner came out. Pretty much, if you had the word Lord in your title, you got a model. And also added to the book because they weren't there before. But sorry, Exalted Champion, you're stuck in a $240 box set. But yeah, so yeah,
Which, by the way, in 2019 came back.
came back.
Yep.
Which I'm like, shit.
For made to order.
I was like, do I want to buy half of this? And I'm like, no.
Who are
but
you
yes.
planning on trying to split the other half
No,
with?
I don't know. Who the hell wants Dark Angels nowadays?
Not anybody. Not those Dark Angels, at least.
No, yeah. So that's the thing. So instead, I just bought 30 more cultists secondhand.
Sounds good.
So yeah, that candle flicker of hope of Codex Chaos Space Marines 2.0 finally making Chaos Space Marines competitive was extinguished quicker than Assault Mine on a Chaos player with a Codex Space Marines.
Also this year came out Combat Arena, which is the cheapest way to get Daedalios, the 50-point AdMech model that is an auto-include for every AdMech army for his ability.
Which I still need to paint up
Yep.
and give to someone.
Or if you like Blackstone Fortress, the expansion for Blackstone Fortress came out that included them in it.
Didn't Blackstone Fortress also come out this year?
No, Blackstone Fortress was last year.
Was last year?
Yeah.
Man. It's all blending together. But yeah, so then we
It's
had
been a blur of releases.
Then we had the saltoning or the fall of salt in the release. Not so much of the original Codex Space Marines. That was pretty well received by most people.
Not
But
at the time, because remember, it was the very first codex. Therefore, Space Marines were super powerful for about 2 weeks. Or
Yeah, but then the saltoning, the salt laments came.
Well, I would say that nothing really bad happened. Like White Scars and Ultramarines were fine. Like nobody really complained about those. It was just like, wow, these are really good.
I mean, regular Codex Space Marines, the Codex 2.0 stuff, basically made Chaos Space Marines 2.0 look like House Party 3. Just absolute shit. Which is sad because it was a really good amendment and addition increase to the Codex for Chaos.
It just missed the one amendment it needed.
Vehicle rules.
Vehicles to get Legion traits.
I don't think anybody wants those.
Yeah. Well, I think that they need to rewrite the Legion traits as well, unfortunately. I think that that's a necessity to make that book good. But it would certainly help. It would be a nice Band-Aid if they did give the vehicles also Legion traits.
Yes, it would be a good Band-Aid I would accept in a one-page FAQ before the rules cut off for LVO.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, I would absolutely accept that one.
I would not. I'd reject it.
The little pointy-eared elf people got some love in Psychic Awakening 1.
Yep.
which was all Eldar based, finally giving aspect warriors kind of like their spot in the spotlight, making you being able to customize them a little bit there.
I really feel like,
And custom craft world traits.
yeah, just I think that it's a good start and it's powerful. I honestly think that that book didn't need anything else in it. I mean, the craft world and the Yunari and the Drew Carey that were in there was absolutely perfectly done.
It's
and
like
I don't think
all
that
of
they
the
needed any
necessary
other
kind
elves
of
in there.
Eldar, like all the other like outlier Eldar, like Corsairs and other Eldar factions don't need to be in there.
Right. I mean, there are no other factions that anybody plays that I know
Not that
of.
matter.
Yeah.
But then it's the.
Don't forget, John, that 40K took to the skies this year in Aeronautica.
It did. That's right. It did. Aeronautica, very fun little game actually. A little hex-based war game.
It did, and was fun. Like, it's fun to play.
Yeah,
Really fun to play.
which is bizarre. They have all these little specialist games coming out, and there's almost too many of them.
It's like they need to go back and revisit something like, I don't know, Blood Bowl and make it popular again so that people will play with me.
I mean, I
I
have
didn't
it.
want the rim
That'd be
shot
cool.
for that. I really didn't want a rim shot for that. That was just me being sad.
There you go. That's
Thank
sad.
you.
I still have a team in shrink wrap. We can unwrap that and build that sometime. Maybe.
Sorry, did you say you had a teen in shrink wrap? You're going to want to let her out, John.
A team.
For Christmas, at least.
A team in shrink wrap.
Okay.
But I did not. So there is Psychic Awakening 2 Electric Boogaloo, which would be the Faith and Fury.
Which nobody wanted.
Nobody wanted Black Templar rules. We specifically did not want Black Templar rules.
I 900% believe that
We
the
asked
only
them
people
not to release them.
the only people that bought that book were actually Chaos players, hoping that their codex would get better with it.
When we got the review copy, we specifically
It did.
emailed GW and said, please do not release this. Black Templar players will not be happy and will not shut up about it.
Plus, we'll lose our running gag every time we do something about not having Black Templars and something.
Yeah. More importantly, we lost our one running gag that we had.
Dave has like 18 different graphics of
They
not
still
Black
don't have a
Templars.
codex.
Yeah, they have a supplement. Chaos was heavily featured too in that supplement there, with all of the main sexy legions getting warlord traits, relics, and then demon weapons made a comeback too, which are very good.
The only thing I would have liked to have seen for Chaos out of that
Vehicles getting legion traits.
no, I literally don't care about that. I would have liked to see a custom trait. That makes sense.
Custom warband.
Yeah, custom warband trait. Pick two.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think honestly it goes a little against the narrative of how Chaos is right now, to be honest.
it does. But at the
But-
same token, we're getting ready to play some Chaos goodness stuff here coming up soon this next year after LVO prep is done and over. And having the ability to create your own custom reason for our war bands as it is would be amazing. So
I mean, we could do that. We're doing narrative stuff. Just saying, we got to get a majority approval on what it is, so don't expect yours to be good.
well, I was planning on playing Alpha Legion combined with anything actually.
With anything.
Yeah, I was going to do the Raven Guard redeploy strat chapter trait,
Oh, fuck those guys. God, I
as
hate
well
them
as
so
the
hard.
increased range shooting.
Or I hit them so hard. Then Psychic Awakening 3 came out in a Blood Angel Eternity kind of way, making Tyranids a little bit better and kind of bringing Blood Angels up to current Marines, sort of. Danny, you were a big fan of Blood Angels at this book.
I think they're really great.
He said, hoping that Danny had an answer. I think that they were.
Yeah, no, they're really great.
I think they got a nice buff. They got access to a bunch of stuff that makes them a lot more viable. But I think the real winner out of this book was 100% the Tyranids. And once people got over that they didn't buff Termagants, which is like the number one unit that people take,
How dare they not
stuff.
buff the cheap, shitty model cannon fodder that's all over the place? I don't want 300 Termagants with invulnerables and bonuses to hit and stuff. That's just stupid.
I mean, you're probably the only person that owns Tyranids that doesn't want that.
No, I don't. I like my Monster Mash. You might be able to tell, all my armies now are devolving into either Giant Hordes or Monster Mash.
That's true.
So Then after that, chapter approved rounded out the year. And that was really a lot of really good rebalancing going on there through chapter approved.
Some very confusing rebalancing, but probably well apt. 55-point hybrids definitely were a necessity.
There might have been one or two typos in there. The intern might have been on his own little, the intern might have been out in the office eggnog in that one there. Did you proofread that? Yup.
I think my favorite typo in that has to be Death Watch, because there's nothing better than a
Oh,
unit of
man.
intercessors requiring max unit size of 180 models in a unit of intercessors.
Just how many aggressors you can fit in that was ridiculous. The double
Oh,
fire
yeah, but
stuff.
you can't take any less than
You
21
had
of
to.
them.
It was 21. You had to have 21. You had to have 21.
Hey, when the warehouse is full and they have all these easy to build aggressors lying around, you got to do something to move stuff away.
Well,
Making Death Watch minimum squad size 15,000 points was the only way to do it.
it was so
They're
amazing.
so powerful when you build them that way.
Here's my one drop list. It's a patrol.
It's all you could afford and worth 100%.
Oh boy. But yeah, that was the year. And there was we just kind of glossed over a ton of stuff here, but there was literally so much random things that happened throughout the year as well.
Yep.
Warcry came out for Age of Sigmar. Shadespire had its Warhammer Underworlds even had its newest thing out, and it had a couple things out. They had retired cards. Warhammer Legends came out, and that was only a week ago, and I just forgot about that.
Well, was officially announced. It's not actually out yet because they are releasing a Warhammer Legends book that will have all the points and stuff in it for just that.
Well, good, yeah, but excited to say,
Really?
Yeah,
Legends.
yeah, because there's no points in chapter approved this year. No Warhammer Legends item was in chapter approved.
But they're free PDFs
Dave,
on the
the
website.
Warhammer Legends. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Oh,
so
was
they're free PDFs on the website.
Oh, is it on the website?
Oh
now?
yeah.
Okay.
They're all there. Legion of the Damned. I'm so sad.
Yeah, that does make me sad.
And don't forget the most important announcement of the year. Squarebase is coming back.
Oh yeah, the old world is making a return, and Warhammer
kind
Fantasy
of.
is going to be coming back in a few years.
Yeah. I mean, they said that the square bases were coming back, but they haven't really said 200% exactly what's happening. So you could get a classic release to allow you to play that.
I'm excited to see it being kind of like Horus Heresy to 40K, right? Kind of just like a different system where you can use the same models and work at a different way.
Is there a guy for fantasy like there was for Horus Heresy, like Alan Blythe?
No, because everybody knows the fluffer for Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
If you were around. So
It's a shame.
So I'm excited to see what's going to be coming of that,
And
and even if they'll if they'll do classic ones like maybe a new Bretonian line, that would be cool. Or if they'll try and bring the new stuff
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, we already
into the old world. So if you had
we already know
Cardon
they're not
Overlords.
bringing back a new Bretonian line because if they were,
Why?
we would. Well, because
They
Duncan,
could totally do that.
that
I
was-
mean, they have. I
that
mean,
was
they did
Duncan's
that with
rider.
Blood Bowl.
that was in Duncan's contract writer actually.
That's why they had to fire him.
Oh,
'cause-
I see.
yeah.
Okay.
That's why he
We'll
had,
bring back Bretonians, but only if you leave the company forever. And he's
Yeah.
like, fine.
he was like, I won't stay with the company unless you get Bretonians back on the table, and they were like, cool. There's the door.
Oh yeah, Duncan's leaving too. The memes. All I can make is butt-based jokes at someone called Peachy. So I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Two clap cheeks. Maybe I don't
Where's
know.
that one that is the dun-dun-dun? Where's the rim shot? Danny, where's your rim shot video?
That was more appropriate than the video of Danny with your mom. Because a rim shot. Get it?
It wasn't a rim shot.
Get it? Well, some kind of
It
shot.
wasn't even close.
You're thinking of a rim job.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare I? But yeah, have you guys got anything else you want to add in for the year as it has been?
Well, we got Codex Renegade Knights
Oh, we did get Coda. How did I even
with the
just-
brand new Knight kits for Chaos, which are, in
Well-
my
Chaos
opinion,
Knight.
Night
Yeah.
kit for Chaos?
it's, you know what? They're better looking than 90% of the conversions I've seen. No offense, guys. If you're a guy who has converted stuff up, I'm sure you're just amazing and you put a lot of time and
yeah.
effort
He's
into
not
it, but
talking about yours. He's
Yeah.
talking about other people's.
I'm talking about, like, Joe Peterson's conversions are hot garbage. Colin Wingo's hot garbage. You know,
well,
that sort
ironically,
of
that's the same
Hey.
models.
thing. I know. That's why I'm
Sick
nailing it.
burn.
But
Joe,
All right,
I mean,
nice.
those-
He
but those
calling out our
kits-
team.
just calling out those two. I mean, it's fine. They share models. They are They are Borrowhammer. But yeah, no, the Desecrator, the Rampager, and Danny, was there a third one, or was it only just continue to use the Valiant?
It was
Castellan?
It's those two. Those two you can make in that kit.
Yeah, so it was one model release, and then chaotify up the other stuff, and you can use it. But remember when we thought those guys were broken for like a week and a half?
Which guys?
The Chaos Knights, the
Oh,
Renegade Knights?
they're still broken. As long as you know what you're doing, and your name is Danny.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. They're not quite as bad as everyone was thinking.
I really like the fluff that they wrote for that. It feels very chaosy to me. The way that when you do dread packs and stuff, getting the positive and the negative.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
one of the two houses, you know, you're going to take a mortal wound in order to do X or potentially more if you choose your own thing. Yeah, I really like the way that plays. I think it plays very well and adds a nice narrative air to that particular army.
However, the risk reward is there's not much risk. Would be my
Still
only
mortal
thing
wounds.
there. It's fair. It's fair. It's a shame it's on a 30 wound chassis. Anyway, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Danny, do you have anything else you want to add from this year that we missed as we quickly skimmed over everything?
I don't think so. I think you guys said everything that I can think of.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm excited to see what 2020 brings. We're gonna.
I know,
Which
man,
we
it's
will
gonna
at
be crazy.
LVO. I'm so excited.
Oh man, yeah, we're gonna go hard for
Oh,
LVO.
yeah. I'm ready to wait 2 hours in that line, baby.
Oh hell yeah!
I'll be the one that runs to get more booze.
Wonderful. I'm breaking the streak for Dave.
Yeah.
What a brother.
Yeah, what a bro. Speaking of LVO, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to go into our first of two episodic segments of Jesus Christ, LVO's when?
Dude, I'm the best. I took first place at another tournament.
First off, stop with the thunder and lightning. You don't impress me. And second, let me check out the BCP rankings. And I don't see you on there.
What?
Your TO needs to download the Best Coast Pairings app and run events on it. After the event, the results are uploaded into BCP rankings, and the best part, it's easy and free.
But I play multiple game systems.
No big deal. The BCP app can be used for any game. A ton of events every weekend are using it, from major international tournaments to local stores. And now that it's available on Android devices, you're going to have some serious competition.
There can be only one.
BCP Rankings is a fun and exciting way to measure how you or your team stack up. No matter what you play, your score goes to an overall ranking, or compete to be the best in a game, a circuit, a region, or the world.
Download the app or visit www.bestcoastpairings.com for more info.
Best Coast Pairings.
Are you the best?
No, but Danny is.
Well, he's the top 110 at least.
Well, after he plays this Saturday at this RTT at Tier 1 Cards and Games, you'll see that he is going to be back in the top 100 because he's going to win it.
But he's in Hawaii having fun.
Sorry, boys.
Hey, LVO is really, really soon, guys.
Are we doing a Dave game based on
No, but I thought I would change the tone and put the fart noise in there. Which, by the way, my most emailed responses from people is people asking me for links to the fart song, which is our legacy now as a
legit
podcast.
thought you added stuff in there.
I did. I added the yeah, and then also the toilet flushing.
So yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So like, but then so.
So anybody who finds that on, nice.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the remix, the 2K20 remix.
Oh,
So yeah.
Nice.
you forgot to put in a DJ air horn.
LVO is literally 30 days away. That is terrifying to me because I'm like, I thought I had more time.
You got plenty of time. It's 28 days away for me.
I mean, I'm mostly there. paint wise. I'm nowhere near there game wise.
You were like 100% there, and then you changed your list last minute.
I did because I don't have
pulled a Dave.
I don't have enough guns. And then like there's a thing where I'm glad Rob pulled a little move where he put the asshole Centurions up there, because all it made me see is like, well, I have nothing that can deal with those, so I need to get something that can deal with things.
So you're taking Mortarion now.
Oh, I tried to. I actually did try and squeeze him in the list, but I would have to drop too much to fit him in, because he's 470 points. So to fit in,
have you tried making Mortarion go vegan?
I've tried. He's not a fan, but to fit in, so I've added like 2 squads of Chaos Bikers, four bikes in each squad, 2 Melta guns in each of those squads, and then I bumped one of the cultist units up to 22 or 23 models. And to do that, I had to drop a Dreadnought, drop a Hellbrute, and drop 1 Lord Discordant. So I'm down to 2 Lord Discordants, which has me a little worried. But I think it should still be okay. Oh, I also added a Hellforged Contemptor Dreadnought with double Icarus Assault Cannons. So I think that should give me a way more shooting options than I had before. So I still have kind of the punch of the 2 Mauler Fiends, 2 Lord Discordants, the 2 Hellbrutes can do some work. The Demon Prince is still there. I dropped the Sorcerer and the Master of Possession and the Priest, the Dark Apostle, which has me a little worried. But I think overall the list is a little bit more solid and a little bit better rounded. After talking to Rob, like having my Hellbrute just kind of hang out an objective in the backfield is like a great role for him. Because he just hangs out.
The role of a lifetime.
Yeah, he hangs out and ruins in an objective. If you shoot him on a 6, I can shoot you back. And what are you going to do? Charge a Hellbrute with your like squad? And you're mostly like the Hellbrute straight out survived and then killed the Smash Captain that got like charged into him. His fists are no laughing matter. So like I said, I think he's a really good just backfield, just sit there holding an objective and protecting the cultists. And then again, the plan right now is just, kill the big unit of cultists so I can bring it in on your board edge. And then it's still a threat overload army. I've taken a couple of the threats out, but looking at it, the Lord Discordants, and that's the only kind of big thing. I'm like, should I drop a drop a Helldrake and take 3 Lord Discordants and 1 Helldrake? But then again, I like kind of the 2-2-2-2-2 all the way through. So we'll see how it goes this Saturday. I'm not changing it this Saturday. This is exactly how I'm going to run it. And I've found kind of after every game, I'm making better and better decisions. I really just hope that my decision after this Saturday is not to completely change my list and start from scratch, because I will die.
So to that note, Danny, how have you locked yourself in for your list for LVO, or are you still tweaking your nipples, trying to get them a little bit harder so that you can get into the top 16?
That was your nipple tweaking sound.
Yep, that is accurate. That is a audio representation of physically what I'm doing to myself.
Just need Casey in the background. What are you doing? Stop that.
I think my list is close to where I want it to be. Like, I'm probably not going to make any major changes to it. There's a couple of small things I've been considering changing, but I don't know. It's tough. I may do maybe do a little bit of a character swap. Like I might drop my Primaris Lieutenant and take a normal Lieutenant with a Storm Shield instead. That's something I've been looking at. I've also been looking at trying to fit in a character dread.
Well, those Chaplain Dreads are fucking stupid, just as a FYI.
Yeah, no, they're really good.
They'll get fixed real soon.
For sure. Well, I've been thinking about doing a Mortis Dreadnought and maybe doing a Chaplain Dreadnought and a Mortis Dreadnought instead of my Leviathan. But I don't know. I really like my Leviathan Dreadnought. He does a lot of work.
Yeah, and he draws a lot of fire, too, with the ability to tank it.
For sure. So, and then I have a unit of Centurions that I have in there that I'm still unsure about, because I have Assault Centurions and they're really great, but Johnny, with Iron Hands, they're anyway. I mean, they're great, but they're slow.
So what's,
And yeah, so the crust of the list is going to stay the same. I don't think I'm dropping the Flyers. I don't think I'm dropping my Scorpius or my Thunderfire Cannon or my Eliminators. I like them too much. So
I can see that.
yeah, I mean, we'll see.
And then Dave, where are you sitting at right now?
So right now, like I said earlier, I'm sitting, and this is finalized. Even if I can't, I figured the best way for me to make this list work is to just get in an absolute buttload of games, as many as I possibly can. So that's where I'm at with this. But I am at, my list is 2 Tech Marines, a Chaplain Dreadnought with Las Cannon, a Twin Las, 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, a Whirlwind Scorpius, 3 Whirlwinds, 3 Thunderfires, and 2 Executioners with Las Destroyers. That's where I'm at with this list. It plays to the way that I want to play, which is just to sit back and chillax and make you come to me. And I kind of want to have, I think I can go 3-3 pretty easily with this list without having to play a lot of stressful games, because day 2, we're going to be hungover as frick. And
day 1, sir.
I mean,
Oh, sure, we want to half-ass it when we're there, sure.
yeah, but 2 days worth of drinking, I'm probably going to be absolutely dead. And I don't think Kyle can carry enough beer with him this year to get me back on my feet.
Are you challenging Kyle?
I am. That is a legit challenge to Kyle.
He's going to come in with like camel packs hidden under his coat to get past the security.
As long as I have to suck through his nipples to get
Suck
the beer.
on my tube, Dave.
It would be worth it.
No, not that one.
I just sit and what's happening here? Nothing. Just him nursing. He's nursing me like I'm a baby bear.
So, Dave, what do you...
Judge.
Judge, this man is being nursed.
Red card.
So, Dave, what do you still have left to prep for LVO model-wise?
So all I have left to paint is 2 Thunderfires, the 2 Tech Marines that come with the Thunderfire, and the Whirlwind Scorpius, which is why my list is not changing anymore.
Because you're like, I am set.
Well, because last year on my way to LVO with Cody, we list changed up until a week before, and we had masterclass level paint jobs we had to do for the painting rubric, which was the important part, because it was a narrative fun event where random people get to make up whatever scores they want and tell you that your paint job is good or not based off solely whether or not they listen to your podcast.
Hey, do you like this paint job? Click here to find out why.
Yeah. And when the lead guy we make fun of on a regular basis is our specific judge out of all of the judges, it's not going to be a good time for Dave.
Well, I think it's still a good time because you're not that guy. So
That's
let's
true.
just call it that.
Yeah.
Call
it's
it
still a
spades.
great event. I highly recommend it if you're
You're
looking
winning
for just
at
a
life,
relaxed
Dave.
time.
It's
Yeah.
not the event.
Right.
You're losing at the event, but winning at life.
Yeah, we did pretty good though still. But we changed. I both Cody and I are like, we can't do this. And then Cody's still changing his list to this day. And I'm
Dude,
like,
that's why I'm yelling at Cody like almost every time he posts. We're like, just run whatever shit you want.
yeah, it's like, just do it. Have
Just
fun.
do it. Have fun.
And so that's where I'm at. I'm going to practice this list until I know it inside and out before we get to LVO.
Dude, it's a bunch of whirlwinds and a thunderfire cannon. How much practice do you need?
There's still tons of practice. Just
Sit in the back corner.
Well, because it's a bajillion's worth of shooting, and I don't want to get put on the chess clock after the first game because the opponent didn't get to go.
Dude, I'm putting you
round
in
two.
the fucking chess clock pre-game.
Well, you better hope that you play me round 1, because otherwise you ain't never going to see me bottom bracket.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah. Also, I've lined up a game if we can with our buddy Tim, who we never get to play because he's in Fairbanks.
Oh, at LVO?
Yeah.
We should live stream that. That'd be pretty funny.
We're hoping to get a game in Saturday night while they're still doing stuff before we go get drunk, like right after the rounds end.
Wait, you're playing sober?
Probably not.
Bad move. You
Bad
play
move.
sober, you're going to have a bad time.
Probably not for that game. But we'll have to have Kyle smuggle us in stuff because it's Saturday night after the 6 rounds are over.
Jesus Christ, just bring something in.
Yeah.
Why does he
Kyle
have to
is
do
not
everything
your-
for you?
yeah.
What are you, an invalid?
Yes.
Kyle is
I'm
not
going to
your
be in a
beer
wheelchair.
bitch.
Oh, I could. What if I just take a wheelchair? John, will you push my model
Yeah.
cart so I can get a wheelchair? We'll just put a keg on the bottom of the motorized wheelchair.
No, I will not. I won't.
Dave,
I won't
You could pretend to suck to blow in the tube and just be sucking on the tube, which is
This is
attached
how I
to a lot of food.
move the wheelchair.
No, I just move it with my hands. See right here.
I'm driving it with one hand while I'm sucking on the tube.
I saw that movie. It
Yeah.
was erotic. Driving with one hand while sucking on the tube.
What is that, Crash?
Oh, that movie was awful. Never bring that movie up again.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so that's the prep. So sorry guys, you're gonna get like two more mob rules before LVO of us just talking about LVO, and hopefully we'll all three be in the same room. If Danny will stop spoiling his wife with trips across the country.
all right, man. At least it's almost if it's a give and take where he gets to do cool stuff because he lets her do cool stuff,
I know, right?
and also he gets to be in Hawaii. That's pretty badass.
Right. Speaking of Hawaii, Danny, have you found any cool game stores down there on the island that you're on?
No, I'm going to go. There are 40K days on Sunday, and I missed the last Sunday, so I'm going to go, like, literally the day that we leave. Like, maybe on our way to the airport, I was thinking I'd stop there and see what was going on.
Just drive by and throw
But
some
there's a cool
stickers at
game
the door.
store in Kona. Oh, I didn't bring stickers with me.
Don't say that.
Dang it.
They're going to hear it before Sunday. The Conies. The Konas? Conanese?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
There's something.
I don't know what they call themselves here. The locals.
The locals, the natives.
So yeah, definitely pop in, post some pictures up of that. Because I mean, if there's one thing I definitely like, it's seeing game stores in other parts of the world. Like legit.
Yeah, I saw
independent
their
game stores.
Facebook page has a lot of cool looking models on it.
Nice.
Like they have some really radly painted models. So
Like our buddy Nate sent us a bunch of pictures in our team chat of like all the painted Blood Bowl teams because he's down in Oregon visiting his mom for Christmas. So he sent a bunch of pictures of like painted Blood Bowl teams because apparently down there they play Blood Bowl, which is weird.
I just assumed that was a joke.
Blood Bowl is no joke.
Nice.
Okay, Blood Bowl is like Blood Bowl in other parts of the world is like the way that soccer is to the U.S. Okay, it's super important to everybody
Ignored.
else. Yeah,
Ignored but appreciated by others.
Alaska is to Blood Bowl what U.S. is to soccer.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So it's not great, but yeah, guys, what else have you got?
That's it. I'm prepped. We've been hobbying here. Hopefully you guys have hobbied along. I've actually made a lot more progress than I expected tonight.
Tonight I built a warpsmith. I built a Lord Executioner that I bought. Santa bought myself and put in my stocking.
Ironically, Santa bought himself a Lord Executioner for my house as well.
Oh, wow.
I almost brought it to build tonight.
Yeah. So no, I saw one sitting at our local game store, and I'm like, you know what? I want to put 3 of those guys in a drop pod, and I will.
It sounds like a terrible idea, and also something that I would do.
Oh, that's annoying.
No, so yeah, my plan, my fun list post LVO when I just say fuck it and just want to have fun again is I have my Charybdis Assault Claw, and I just want to fill it with Greater Possessed, Master of Executions, and Possessed. And just call it a party bus. Maybe I should paint it yellow and black.
Ooh. I might be fighting Danny for an assault drill. I'm not sure how that's going down.
I also saw the part where he said that you can have it and he would grab it for you.
I think
It was the world's most boring fight.
Not sure. I think he declared that that we would have to do Rock Moga or whatever it is that the Klingons do.
Not exist
What?
anymore.
I don't know. Isn't that what's it called? Krav Maga?
No,
Sorry,
Klingons
man.
do?
The Krav Maga is the Israeli special forces like martial art.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You definitely don't want to do that with me. I'll crush you.
Kerpla is like a Klingon battle cry.
No, that's what it sounds like. When I poop.
So here's what we'll do, Dave. If you really want it, we can wrestle for it. How about that?
Only if it's oil and only if it's on camera.
Oh yeah, for sure. Is there any other way?
Well, Merry Christmas to the mob rulers everywhere. I guess that's how we're going to do this.
By not doing it.
Break
don't
out
worry.
the kiddie pool, John.
No. Break in the kiddie pool. Break it in. Oh, man. Well, with that wonderful thing, I think we're going to call it a night. A week from today, or yesterday even, starting Friday, January 3rd, charityhammer.com. Twitch TV, twitch.tv/canhammer_TV. That's the important stream where Danny is playing quote unquote Falcon in a battle of the podcasters. Who's hotter? I mean, it's not Falcon.
It's definitely Danny.
It's definitely Danny.
I mean, come on, guys. I just got a nice tan. Like, I had to shave off my mustache.
He's
I'm looking real
legitimately
good right
hotter
now.
because Hawaii is balls hot right now.
You had a mustache? Did you shave off the
I had
rest
to
of the
shave
beard?
off my mustache. Yeah.
Just the
No,
mustache?
my beard is still there. So I am Amish light, I guess. I don't know.
And nothing sexier than a healthy fear of technology.
No, man. So I'm putting the men in Mennonites. Let's say that right now.
But yeah, make sure to donate. Go into the Twitch stream. I want to see a lot of shit talking going down.
Polite shit talking.
Polite shit talking. Because
remember, he's Canadian.
He's Canadian, so apologize after every insult.
Right.
I've got some good shit. I've got some good stuff up my sleeve right now.
We have some.
I'm planning on becoming the Carrot Top of 40K comedy.
We have some quality
that I'm bringing.
things. We have some quality props that we've been workshopping for this. So you're definitely going to want to see that. And the more you donate, the more ridiculous we'll get with what we're doing, and they're pretty bad.
So yeah,
they're pretty good. I will be up and commenting on Twitch because I'll be up watching Japanese wrestling at the same time. Dave, I'm assuming as a teenager you don't sleep, so you'll be up watching the whole time.
Oh, is this my Christmas present? You guys refer to me as young? Was there a secret Mob Rules behind closed doors meeting I wasn't part of?
You know, there actually was.
Yes, there was.
There was. The new joke.
Merry Christmas to Dave. He's younger than everybody else now.
Dave being old is so 2019. We have to refresh to improve ourselves. So now it's just you're going to be one of them young damn kids.
Yeah, we got to have some new bits.
Yeah, we got to.
Right, well, you got to tell me that ahead of time so I don't just look like a complete fool.
But that's half the joke.
Got it. That's fair.
Anyway.
Do we got anything else to plug? Danny, you got anything you want to plug besides Charity Hammer? Because we have plugged that pretty hard. And definitely not Falcon, who you're definitely going to plug.
You definitely don't want to go to
the Mob Rules Dice.
Yes, Mob Rules Dice.
Mob Rules Dice available now today as of this Saturday to the general public. Information on our Facebook page, on our Twitters, all that other kind of fun stuff. You can support the podcast by getting some amazing custom dice with our fantastic proprietary logo on the 6.
It's like 90% doesn't. I think it just pays for itself, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah,
so we can buy more.
Yeah, so we do enjoy them very much, and they roll pretty well.
They roll great.
They roll great, and I think it's because we paid extra to have them weighted on the 1. Yeah, so check those out. Hammerhead Games for all your measuring tools and accessories. Support many different podcasts, especially us, but also if you're a fan of Biff Pod and a couple of other podcasts as well, they have branded measuring tools. And honestly, Tony at Hammerhead Games is just fantastic service there. We're looking at getting some wound markers made for Mob Rules too.
Yeah, unique. Nobody else has, basically.
You know me. I'm a merch machine. It's literally my job here at this point. So yeah, that's all we really have to plug. Yeah. So we'll see you in 2 weeks for more Holy Shit, It's LVO soon. I'm sure we're going to be talking about some massive release that's been spoiled or come out at some point. We didn't even get to Dark Angels today.
Well, that's because they didn't come out this year.
No, they didn't.
2020.
We just got a Primaris Lieutenant Dark Angel in Captain
he's a
form.
Master.
Oh, Master form. Anyway, well, he was a Lieutenant at one point. And that's
he was a Sergeant at one point, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Sergeant in a book.
Yeah, maybe.
He was.
But anyway, on that note, I've been John.
I've been Dave.
I've been Danny.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Hello, folks. I'm Sly Marbo, premier Xenos hunter, and I travel the universe hunting for rare and exotic Xenos. This week, you can find me and my remembrances on the agri-world of Bronis 4, recently besieged by a warped tendril of 5 Fleet Dromunga. Sly Marbo, Xenos hunter! These beautiful creatures have an amazing camouflage scheme that lets them blend into the natural fauna. The special mutating carapaces allow them to blend in so well they are nearly invisible. I can't wait to show you one of these amazing creatures in the wild. So let's go. Shh, there we go. Right there, look at that termagant. Absolutely amazing. See how he barely stands out against the browns and greens? Looks like we happened across a scout for an advanced hunting party. Let's see if we can get closer, shall we? Oh, hold on, he almost spotted us. Okay, the wind has shifted. Time to get as close as we can. You see, gaunts come in two types, and this one is an ormagaunt. See the deadly scythe talons dripping with poison. So we're going to have to be real careful. We're almost on top of him now. Just one more second and then it... Ah! Well, that's all for this little bagger. Look at this coloration. Majestic. After these messages, we'll head towards a new Inthrope, leading his band and see what we can learn.